What's up, Buttercup? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little different because, well, June sucked. Yes, it did. I've been having health problems, financial problems, job issues. Yeah, I was told not too long ago that my full-time job is ending in September. So I was like, I'm done with so many things, including picking books for July. So then I was like, okay, I don't really have the energy to do this. Interesting concept. Why don't I ask my husband to pick books for me? I think it turned out fairly well, all things considered, except maybe a couple of books, but we can always DNF. There are no rules other than I just have to try to read the books that are on my TBR for July 2025 that my husband chose for me. I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them, if hypothetically I enjoy all of them. The one in particular that I'm really eyeing, and not in a good way, is actually Arclight by Eric L. Harry. What is this? Well, it's like a historical science fiction novel about Russia, well, the USSR, and the United States, and nuking each other. Okay, well, I know my husband read this when he was younger and he enjoyed it, but I did look online and there are quite a few inaccuracies regarding science, especially regarding nuclear energy and just nukes in general. So we'll see how this goes. This is one of the books where I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work out. Because this is not interesting to me whatsoever, but he has fond memories, so I will give it a try. But if y'all think that this is going to be like in my top 10 best books of 2025, I don't think it's gonna happen. We'll see, but I don't know. I'm not getting the greatest vibes. This, I think, is the quote-unquote worst of the bunch, and then now the other ones that we're going to talk about. Pretty sure I would like them. We'll just have to see. The Master and Margarita actually has been on my mind for quite some time because it involves Satan. Yes, my pal, the devil, Satan, Lucifer. We are on great speaking terms, apparently. This is a somewhat controversial book that was written quite some time ago. It's recognized as one of the best, if maybe the best, modern Russian literature novels of the modern age. And I think that it's important to get the history behind this book correct. So I'm actually going to read a little bit of what you see on at least this cover with the blurb. The novel's vision of Soviet life in the 1930s is so accurate that it could not be published during its author's lifetime and appeared only in a censored edition in the 1960s. Its truths are so enduring that its language has become part of common Russian speech. And the summary is, one hot spring, the devil arrives in Moscow, accompanied by a retinue that includes a beautiful naked witch and an immense talking black cat with a fondness for chess and vodka. Girl, yes. To all of that, just all of that. The visitors quickly wreak havoc in a city that refuses to believe in either God or Satan, but they also bring peace to two unhappy Muscovites. I think I said that right. One is the Master, a writer pilloried for daring to write a novel about Christ. And the other is Margarita, who loves the Master so deeply he is willingly and literally open to going to hell for him. And I just think that's really, really fascinating concept, especially for its time. The next book, I don't even know. Because I read Breakfast at Tiffany's by Truman Capote in June, and I thought it was trash. 1 star. Don't recommend. for a lot of reasons. But In Cold Blood, different, completely different. This is nonfiction. This is like a, I forget the wording, but it's basically literary nonfiction, as in similar to what Hunter S. Thompson wrote. So it is real life, but there is a lot of emotion, and the writing, it's as if it was a story, but it's not. I read the first couple of pages. I thought it was very intriguing. It pulled me in. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping, I'm so hoping that this is better than Breakfast at Tiffany's. And I have asked a few people that read both, and they have said that it's completely different. So I'm trusting their judgment here. Because, okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about that. Okay. My current read is The Martian by Andy Weir. I watched the movie with my husband because this is science fiction. I'm not into science fiction, which is a huge disappointment for my husband because he loves science fiction. I just don't care. I can only care about so many genres, and science fiction and westerns are two that I just have really no interest in. However, the movie, 5 stars, perfect, amazing, just mind-blowing. And so he bought this book and then Project Hail Mary at the same time, and he was like, you should try it. As you can see, I'm currently reading it, and I'm a chapter in, and it's really good, so I have hopes. Interesting that this might be the 1 or 2 science fiction book that I enjoy, and if that's the case, shout out to Andy, because that is a feat in and of itself. Speaking of Project Hail Mary, we've got this copy. It's shiny, sorry, and paperback version, but it was on sale apparently. We love to see a sale, and I'm going to read this after I get through The Martian. I don't know too much about this book. Most people that I have spoken to really love it. What makes me hesitate is that my friend Patrick, who rarely does not like books, he gives out a lot of 5 stars. He doesn't like this book. And so that, yes, that makes me nervous. It really does. Because it's really hard for him to not like books. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's see. Let's see. Always and forever. Try things out. Next up is James Herbert's 48. This was supposed to be on my TBR for June, but I was a little behind. I got sidetracked by library books and a bunch of short stories. This isn't a thick book or anything like that. I just got distracted. It's fine. So we're carrying this book into July. I liked The Rats. I read The Rats, and I'm going to do a book review on The Rats by the same author. So I am looking forward to seeing how 48 is written and if there's any progression from The Rats, which is James Herbert's first novel and first book ever published, to 48. Second to last is Master and Commander by Patrick O'Brien, and this is actually an amazing copy. The spine matches up with the other books. The other books that he has are somewhere. I forget where he put them, so I can't line them up. I probably will if I enjoy this book and then do a book review. I love artwork on the spine that lines up perfectly. It's just perfection. Love to see it. I like that little touch. I did not know that this was a book or a book series that has like, what, 15 books or something crazy like that, until my husband told me a couple months ago. It's been a while since I mentioned the movie Master and Commander. I was obsessed with that movie when I was in middle school. I have watched it 10 times. Then my husband said, oh, we're gonna watch Master and Commander. And that's when I said, oh yeah, well, you know, I've watched it like 10 times. I can watch it for the 11th time. And then we got to talking, and yes, It's a long series. The first book, here we are, Master and Commander. I think that I would probably enjoy it. I enjoyed the movie. However, the difference would be, of course, the writing style and how the writer goes about telling the story. Because character arcs, the plot, the theme, the setting, amazing. But I'm always a little wary on the writing styles, especially older books. This is from the 60s. And it's not long, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything in the sense that there are short books, like 300 pages or less, where it feels like it's 1,000 pages. So we'll see. We will see. I also need another historical fiction book because I haven't read an historical fiction novel in quite some time, and we need to rectify that. Now, the last book does not have anything to do with my husband. He didn't choose this book, but this is Urban Gothic, and it's part of the Messed Up Book Club. We're actually going to read this in the second half of July. I am not reading the other book because I can't get it to my library in time, and I'm on a book buying ban, so 1 out of 2 is great. That's what I'm telling myself because I kind of feel sad, but the cover is really intriguing. I have not read anything from this writer, and I forget who suggested this novel for the Messed Up Book Club, but I'm excited to get into it because, oh, well, maybe 48 by James Herbert counts as horror, or that's dystopian. It could be dystopian horror. Either way, this is extreme horror, so we just have to have at least one horror novel every month, if not 2 or more, to satisfy my cravings for all things messed up. Thank you so much for watching my July TBR with 99% of the books chosen by my husband. Shout out to him. I'll see how it goes. I hope it goes well because that's a lot of books, and I don't want to DNF all of his books that he chose. That would be a bummer. But as always, we'll see. Thank you so much for watching. Read, write, do whatever you need to do for self-care. Bye.